everybody, and thank you for joining me today. So working on wall today and probably getting into some of that, I guess that window or whatever it is in the wall. Some kind of arch, I don't know what it is. Yeah, but yeah, we're getting into that part. There's some more bigger blocks today, so this should go a bit quicker. So I think I have 3 sessions left, maybe 2, something like that, before the end of this month, including this one. It's 2 or 3. I'll have to double check again because I can't remember, but yeah, I definitely won't be finishing this pass this month. It's just not going to happen because I still have like another 6 full columns plus some partial ones left. So, but probably next month, I would say. Although I'm not going to make it a goal because, again, that just makes me stressed. And this is supposed to be enjoyable. So yeah, it is nice here. Well above freezing the last few days. It's been lovely. It is supposed to snow again later this week, but it's not supposed to be very much. So, but just enough to remind us that no, you're not out of winter yet. Yeah. Yeah, still adjusting to time change, so if I don't talk as much, that's why I'm tired. Yeah. I actually had to take naps a couple days, which I don't normally do unless I'm sick. I usually can't fall asleep, but yeah. The first week after time change, I had a weekend day where I took a nap for 2 hours, which, like I said, never happens. And I was still able to fall asleep at night. Usually if I take a nap, yeah, that messes everything up. But I was that tired. Yeah, so my husband has to go away for a bit. That station I talked about, I think a couple sessions ago, they took on some new locations, and yeah, there's one of them he basically has to rebuild it because everything is super old and is at the point of needing to be upgraded or replaced. So like he said, they're still running on Windows 7 or Windows XP, yeah, like an older system. So yeah, they actually had a big kerfuffle because a lot of computers wanted to upgrade to Windows 10 automatically. And the IT people, they told everyone, don't do that, we're not ready for it yet. But some people did anyway. And then, yeah, it was a whole thing because then certain systems weren't able to communicate with each other anymore. It was, yeah, it was not fun. Yeah, my personal computer is still on Windows 8, but it's still running okay. So I am not replacing it till it's done. I am cheap. Yeah, the battery in it is totally gone though. I usually would unplug it every now and then and let the battery run down completely and then charge again, because that can help you keep your battery, I don't know, healthy, I guess, for the lack of a better term. But yeah, it's so old that I tried that while I was playing a game, and like 2 minutes later it died. I'm like, battery can't be dead that quickly, can it? Yeah, it can. But I think that computer is like 5 years old, so yeah, that's usually about how long you're gonna get out of them. So yeah. Well, fortunately it is a laptop, but I don't generally go anywhere with it anymore, so yeah, it's not a problem of needing it to be portable. Oh, I said the worst thing is I had to turn off Windows automatic updates, and then just remind myself to run them periodically, because it was always right when you're trying to like leave. It's like, oh, Windows is updating. Do not shut down your computer. Do not unplug your computer, right? Do not restart. And it's like, okay, but I have to leave like right now, right? And it's like, yeah, 2 hours remaining. Like, oh, thanks a lot. Oh. Yeah, I remember the end of my computer's life at work was awful. They had me doing payroll, and after every entry, it would take like a minute to post. And I mean, like, each person's timesheet was like a minimum of 7 entries, sometimes more, right? And so it was like, yeah, enter the data, hit enter, sit there for a whole minute waiting for it to come up with the next screen so I can do it again. And then, oh yeah, it was a nightmare. Yeah, I saw a meme saying, if you really want to know what someone is like, give them a computer with a slow internet connection. It's like, yeah, that's probably true, because I said no internet, you can kind of live with it, but slow internet, that drives everybody up the wall, right? Just come on, load. Yeah, at my physiotherapist's office where I had my acupuncture had really bad cell service, and not just Wi-Fi, like, but it was bad for your internet data too. So yeah, I often would I'd load a book onto my phone and just read that, because yeah, trying to actually use internet while I was waiting for my appointment to start was just too frustrating. Yeah, so be ready to move the frame again soon, probably one more time before the end of this month, because the bottom of this pass is right here. Yeah, and I'm thinking I will have that filled in probably before I get to next session. So I will have to move the frame at least one more time. And then I'll have to take it off the frame to, yeah, show you all the progress we've made. Oh my goodness, pardon me. Yeah, although the snow's not all gone, I certainly have been enjoying the extra sunlight. That is for sure. Yeah, I was in a group that sort of said, what was one of the best things you bought for $100 or less? And I said, well, when I worked in a warehouse for a while with no windows, a lightbox lamp was definitely the best. Yeah, it simulates daylight, and like you kind of put it sort of, I had it off to the side of my workstation next to my monitor, so you don't look directly at it, but yeah, it tricks your brain into thinking it's seeing sunlight enough that it can help with seasonal depression, and it certainly made a difference for me. Yeah. Just making sure I'm in the right big square here. Yeah, I did that the other day. I was working above line 190 when I should have been working above line 200, and then realized as I was about to tie off my thread that, oh no, you just did a bunch wrong. Like, ah, darn. And it was wrong enough that I wasn't going to just leave it. So yeah, instead of brown, I was using like the bright yellow. So that would have been noticeable. Yeah, sometimes if I use the wrong color, but it's only a few stitches and it's close enough, I will sometimes leave it. But that was one that was, at least to me, quite obvious that I had done it incorrectly. Okay, let's see how long this piece is. All right. I think it should be enough for all those that I've highlighted. Let this untwist a bit. Yes, I've been watching all the Star Wars stuff on Disney Plus. I didn't know they made so much animated stuff. Yeah, we're watching a Bad Batch right now, which is a bunch of clones who, yeah, are deviated from the standard clones, and so been enjoying that. Some of them are more for kids, but we don't really care about that. Yeah, they said that's one of the big lies they tell you, that you have to grow up and leave kid stuff behind. Like, says who, right? Yeah. If you still like kid stuff, that's totally fine. Okay, so yeah, like I see sometimes these really grumpy people like online saying like, oh, you know, why are you still playing Pokemon? You're an adult. It's like, well, why can't I? Life can be tough enough. Let's not take away, you know, the innocent joys that make it more bearable. Yeah, so like I said, kiddo's birthday is coming up soon, and he wants to be surprised, but couldn't really think of much to get for him. So my husband said he loves collecting stuffed Yoshis, so he doesn't have all the colors yet, so we'll get him some other colors. Yeah, he's got 2 green ones, a smaller one and a bigger one, and he's got a pink one and a yellow one. So yeah, my husband says he's gonna pick up gray, there's blue ones, so yeah. Yeah, he loves his plushies. They said there's almost no room in his bed for him. So yeah, I'm gonna let this color have more than one thread as they kind of branch off here in different directions. It's kind of nice. This side of the arch, of course, is going the same way. Than the other side, I'm probably going to go and slope the work the other way. Just easier that way. Come on, don't be... There we go. It wasn't even a knot. It was just kind of a little twisted around itself. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, pardon me. Gonna kind of work up and down this curve a bit. Yes, definitely a lot less confetti today. So, we'll see, we should manage to put up a good number today, I think. So, might reach 34.5%. Yeah. So yeah, that would mean this past, if I finish it next month, will have taken me about 4 months. And I have 6 more left, so that would leave me with 2 years left of work, which is what I've been estimating. So we'll see what happens. So that would be like just before summer of 2026. Yeah, these are long projects. And then, yeah, I plan to do Deer Creek next, which is 200,000 stitches, so that'll probably take me 2 years. Because if this one took me 3 years for just over 300,000, yeah, that would track. It's funny, I thought this wall color looked more cream in the mock-up, and it's like more of an off-white, but it's more yellow and tan than I expected. But I'm happy with how it's turning out. Yeah, the mock-ups only give you an idea. You really don't know for sure unless it's been actually stitched, I find. So yeah, it's nice to go through the gallery and see other people's finished works. But yeah, sometimes you don't want to wait that long. Sometimes they release a pattern and you fall in love with it and want to stitch it immediately. Yeah, my very first Heaven and Earth designs was the Blue Dragon. That one had been stitched by quite a few people. Yeah, it's a fairly popular one. Well, I cannot remember who, but I found some other floss tuber was doing it, and because they were demonstrating the way they used their Q-snap, they used it a little different. They would actually snap the clamp on at the very edge and then sort of roll it up like a scroll. And that was the piece they were working on in that demonstration video. And I went, ooh, that's nice. I want to stitch that. And yeah, that was how I discovered Heaven and Earth Designs. And yeah, now I've stitched, let me see. This will be my 3rd Heaven and Earth Designs. And I've got like 6 more planned. Yeah, I'm not running out anytime soon, that's for sure. It was like 5 more, but then yeah, there was one that they released last year that I saw it, and immediately had to have it. So as soon as they had a sale, a 50% off sale, yeah, I bought it. Yeah, some of their designers never go on 50% off. I think they said Thomas Kincaid ones don't. And there's a couple of other designers that don't, so I didn't bother waiting for a sale because they've said that they don't. Oh dear. Okay, hang on a minute. Okay, we are back. Yeah, I do have voicemail, but I don't trust it lately. It hasn't been so reliable. And a couple times I tried to sign in and it just gave me a busy signal. It's like, okay, I'm the one calling it. Yeah. I had to reset my router. Yeah, since I'm here, might as well just answer it myself and then I don't have to worry. Yeah, like I said, we don't get many calls on it, but there's a few people that's the phone number they have, so. I mean, I guess I should just update them with my cell number, but I haven't done that. Well, there's sometimes too, they force you to give you a number for something, and I just give them the old landline number because, yeah, I don't really care if I miss their call. Like there was a couple places I ordered stuff from online and they wanted a phone number even though they never called me on it, and I didn't want to get spam calls on my cell, so yeah, I just gave them that number. Yeah, I mean, I guess there was one in case there was a problem with my order. They wouldn't ship it until I gave them a phone number, even though they were an Amazon like third-party seller. And Amazon didn't require a phone number, and they wanted one. But I got the product, so I was happy. Yeah, it was the stuffed moopsie I got for my son for Christmas, which I think was his favorite. Yeah, that was from Lower Decks. Yeah, which I loved that. Love that spinoff. It's an animated one, and it's funny. I said it's like if Futurama and Star Trek, yeah, crossed over kind of thing. So, okay, another new strand of this one. Table's being squeaky. So when I stand my tablet on. Yeah, so RSVP to my niece's wedding in a couple of months, which is just like, holy cow. I remember when she was born, how was she old enough to be getting married already? Holy cow. Well, like I said, she's older than I was when I got married, so yeah. Yeah, so they're having a morning wedding and then an afternoon reception. Yeah, they said no dancing though, so I don't know why. But yeah. I don't know. Maybe he's a different religion that doesn't allow it or something. I'm not sure. But I haven't asked. But yeah, that was someone I worked with. She said she and her husband were from different denominations, where one didn't allow dancing and one didn't allow alcohol, so they had to toast with fruit juice. And then when the dancing started, I think it was her side of the family, they all got up and left. So yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, I think our wedding was earlier in the day. It was around 10:30 or something, yeah, as well. Yeah, those are photos I still keep meaning to digitize, but I haven't bought the scanner yet. So finally, we digitized the old videos from when our son was little, because they were on discs. They weren't CD-ROMs, they were like small ones, like the size of the little discs you put in the GameCube. Yeah, like half the size of a CD-ROM. Yeah. And finally, we got them digitized. So yeah, actually, when we bought that camera, I remember they were trying to sell us an extended warranty, and they were like, yeah, and they cleaned the tape track, and I'm like, it doesn't have a tape. Because yeah, at the time that was like the top of the line technology, to have something that it recorded on that wasn't a tape. Yeah. But I remember after you recorded, oops, that is very twisted. Let's try that again. After you filled up the disc, you had to like finalize it. And so you had to put the camera somewhere where it wouldn't be jostled, and then leave it to finalize the recording. And yeah, that could take a couple hours sometimes. So yeah. Yeah, I had a ton of videos of a kiddo watching himself, because it had that little screen that you could flip out to see instead of having to look through the viewfinder. And then he discovered you could turn it around and look at it. And it's like, so I have all these videos. I'm like, dude, people don't want to watch you watching yourself. Right? Yeah. He's fascinated too, because of course there's a delay, because it's not like a mirror, right? It would have to film it and then put it on the screen, so there was like a couple seconds delay, and he found that just fascinating. Yeah. But yeah, watching it back is not so much. I remember there's a lot of videos of me starting in the hallway, sort of sneaking in to try to catch him, whatever it was I was trying to capture on film before he saw me. Yeah, because as soon as he saw me say, baby, baby, which meant he wanted to see the baby himself on the screen. Yeah. Yeah, or so when they're little and they ask you to take their picture, and then they come running towards you before you've taken the picture yet. It's like, no, wait. Okay. So I've got one strand coming from the top, which I think is, yeah, not too terribly long. And we'll have another strand coming from the bottom. Then I'll either end it off or park it somewhere. Sort of depends. Pardon me. Oh my. Yeah, it always takes me forever to adjust a time change. I would not do well with jet lag. Oh, another new strand. When you have only like 4 colors in a section, you go through them pretty quick. Look at that, I'm at 111 stitched today. And I did actually start at 0 this time. Yeah, I haven't the last few times, but I did today. Yeah, unfortunately, my fingers almost healed. There's a little bit of a, but not much. And then that way I can actually thread properly with my dominant hand today. Instead of like last time, I had a bandage on, so it made things very awkward. So I could use 2 strands here, but it looks like I can do it with 1. So that's what I'm gonna do. Knot was trying to form. threads were twisted, so just untwisting them. Right, so see how long this one will last. Probably not very. Oh goodness, what happened here? Is there a knot on the back? Nope. Goodness, that thread is loose. I see it got snagged. Okay, well, that's okay. I have a way to fix that. Without ripping back. Yeah, I got sewn through with another thread, and now I kind of can't pull it back even anymore, but I can fix it by doing this. So I took another piece of scrap thread, put it through the loop, and then put both ends through so you got the loop on, caught on this, and then go back in and just pull that tight, and then tie it off as if you were ending a stitch normally. Now all the extra has been pulled to the back. Now it's nice and neat on the front. Yeah, just sort of developed that over time. Because who wants to rip out perfectly good stitches that you've already done, right? Because yeah, the others that I stitched through that thread and pulled it kind of funny are fine. So that way I can save that work and tidy it up without having to pull anything out. That one, and then it will be done that there. Switch colors again. Oops, there we go. Yeah, so finally got my taxes done a few days ago. I actually did not receive the thing. I was waiting for the mail. I remembered suddenly that I have online access to that account. And so I thought, you know what? I bet they have copies of those receipts that you can download and print out yourself. And I checked and they did. So I said, you watch, it'll show up this week now. Since I was waiting forever for it, yeah. But yeah, that's done. And we're getting a refund again this year. Woohoo. Yeah. I saw people saying you shouldn't, tax experts were saying that, oh, you shouldn't rejoice about getting a refund because that just means you gave the government like a free loan for the year. I'm like, you know, I would rather receive a refund than, you know, owe the money. So yeah. Yeah, I would much rather overpay and then get a refund later than the opposite. That would suck. Yeah. Yeah, one thing that kind of sucked is like obviously file taxes together with my husband to, you know, maximize any tax breaks we might get. But there was 1 year that I did owe some, and it wasn't a lot. It was like $50 or something. And my husband was getting a refund that was more than the $50. And I'm like, it's too bad they can't just like subtract it from his refund. It's kind of silly that I have to pay them and then we also get a refund. Yeah. But yeah, I couldn't apply those credits to my tax bill. Oh well. And at least they finally are doing direct deposit too. My husband signed up for it like freaking 20 years ago, but it's only the last few years that they actually started doing it. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, like I said, this can put up a good number today. So I don't have to change colors a ton. Yeah, I think I kept track of it and I end up moving my frame about once a week. Sometimes 5 days. It sort of depends how, yeah, how quickly the area I'm stitching gets worked, depending on if it's a lot of confetti or not. That is off. Yeah, I can see I did not come up quite right. So let's try that again. Here we go. Oh, I marked something here. It's done, I think, by accident. Yeah. Sometimes when, oops. Yeah, sometimes because the the check mark is kind of, part of it is on the working area of the screen. Yeah, sometimes you can accidentally mark a stitch as completed when you didn't mean to. Which is what I did there, because I don't do stitches like that. Orphan stitches, just kind of hanging out at the edge. Yeah. But yeah, if you have a lot of one color and it's sort of near where that check mark is, you can, yeah, accidentally get it when you don't mean to. Okay, I'm not going to bother leaving that one threaded. It's so short that I think it would just come right off anyway. That's off.
These little sort of stripes along the established edge, they go pretty quick. Make sure I'm at the right spot.
Yeah, threading is so much easier when I have my index finger uninjured. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of this 10. So I think I'll do sort of this last sort of strip of 10 along this edge, and then that'll be where I will call it a day. Maybe I'll get this counter to roll over to 34.34. Okay, so that's again making sure I'm starting in the correct spot. Yeah, 34.34. Okay, yeah, I think that's where I will take a break. Like I said, I was thinking I probably put up an impressive number and over 200, so I'm pretty happy with that. Thank you so much for joining me today, and hope to see you here next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.